here at the Rising Phoenix. The wrap-up is done, the finals, and we know the winner.
This was such an amazing show. Arizona Pro 2021 Arizona Pro World Championship. We had 16 amazing competitors in the Arizona Pro, all in the women's bodybuilding division. Lenda, what a show tonight!
Yeah, what a show! They were all working to walk away with that 50,000 first place and drive home in that beautiful Corvette.
Oh my goodness, the C8! I know.
Yeah, and the ladies, you know, of course, had especially Andrea Shaw Andrea Shaw and Hella.
Yeah.
Trevino had a lot on the line, especially since the Olympia is 4 weeks away. So for Andrea Shaw to follow through, be gutsy and show up to defend the Rising Phoenix title, knowing that she is the current Miss Olympia, was big. It was really big.
Absolutely. And of course, Andrea Shaw won. Hella Trevino was in a great shape as well. But Andrea, let's say that Andrea was the winner last year, right? She won the Rising Phoenix title. She was our world champion in 2020. Now she's repeated twice, right? I think Hella, she has 2 titles as well.
Yes.
Two world champion titles, right?
Yes, Hella definitely. She has 2 world titles, Rising Phoenix titles. And so that's why I said she had a lot on the line as well. She's been competing for quite some time. She's a veteran. And to be honest, I feel like Hella, she definitely looked better this year than she did last year and the previous years.
I
agree. She really did a great job of pulling that muscle and toning everything and coming in. Her frame,
she's conditioned, and
very
it was a beautiful tight frame. I think this was one of her best showings, if not the best ever, I would say. She was like really conditioned, really everything nice and tight. Her waist was tighter. There was no loose skin or no loose fat anywhere. She definitely looked really good up there. And Andrea was fantastic. I think Andrea gained a little bit of muscle since last year.
She did.
Keeping her small waist as it was and gaining more density. I thought I saw a lot of density. Like her back, the 3D details of her back when she was doing the back double biceps compared to Hella's, that her back was definitely...
She has more density, more depth. Like you said, 3D, more depth in her back.
Absolutely. She was fantastic. Like, I really got goosebumps when I saw her in the morning. When she did the first back double biceps, I was like, oh my goodness, this is beautiful.
Yeah, she just, I mean, in every way, she improved. She really did.
And her presentation was beautiful.
Her presentation was better than last year at the Rising Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
And her presentation was better than, at the Olympia. So that I was very impressed with.
It was beautiful, feminine, flowing, elegant, and very confident, right? Yes. She presented herself with grace and elegance. It was absolutely beautiful to look at her. It was.
And, we know from defending titles that usually like the second time when you're there and you're defending the title, it's a lot more pressure on you.
Oh, yeah.
And with guest appearance all year long and just really staying focused, not getting sidetracked. Sometimes bodybuilders would think I'm supposed to be bigger or leaner, or you try to fix something that's not broken, and she really held her own, stay focused. Just stay focused.
Yeah.
And that was great to see in a champion.
I agree. I totally agree with you. Well, in third place, we had a big surprise, right?
Yes.
She was extremely happy, Mona Pursale.
Yes.
Coming after last year, she was 11th out of 12 competitors. And this year, she was 3rd out of 16.
She was in incredible shape.
Over her head, so ecstatic.
Incredible shape. Super ripped.
She was absolutely very
her legs.
And as we saw her earlier, Lenda, what show did she do earlier this year?
Earlier this year, Mona, let's see, what did Mona do earlier this year?
Yeah, I think she did Tampa. Did she win Tampa?
She won Tampa. She was the Tampa champion, and that's where she showed
she won
up.
Tampa, and I already saw at that point, and I was like, Lenda, she's more muscular. She's gained size while keeping still the nice flow of her physique.
Nice small waist.
And she came in the same crazy conditioning like last year, very good conditioning. So she's got 3rd place and beautiful posing routine.
Yeah, beautiful
she's
posing
extremely
routine.
Elegant.
And she won, was she best poser? Did she win the top prize? I know
Yes.
she walked away with some good money.
Oh yeah.
$5,000 or something. I don't know, $5,000, $7,000.
Yes,
I was like,
we had best posers. There was first was 5,000, second place was 3,000, and third place was 2,000.
yes,
Yes, and she won it.
she won.
Yeah, she won first. Janine, I think, was second.
Yes.
Um,
Janine had another great
yes.
posing routine. Janine is just, I mean, of course, she's in great shape. And I was so happy to see that with her, she really brought her physique up so that it matched the posing and it popped. More happens when she presents that great presentation.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And then third place on the routine was Mela Ash.
Mm-hmm.
So first was Mona, second was Janine, and Mela Ash was third in the best poser.
Best poser.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, again, Mela has great structure. Mela was not hard as she needed to be from the rear. So I was really happy to see that a lot of the women walked away that, you know, this great structure. They have 4 weeks to go to the Olympia, and we'll see what Mela will bring. But, you know, great routine.
We had fourth place. We had Michaela Acock.
Yes.
She was by far the most conditioned on stage.
Yes, without question, the most conditioned.
She was the most conditioned. She definitely has more places where she can fill out her structure, like the sweep of her quad.
Yes.
I feel that it can go higher, right? She could fill out a little bit more, like the glute area. She needs a little bit, I feel more size, right?
Yes,
so she's got
definitely
some improvements to make, but definitely she was like the hardest and the most conditioned athlete on stage, and that reflected in her placing. Fifth place was another surprise.
Yes, another surprise, but very happy for Leah Denny.
Yes.
Leah Denny.
Leah Denny, yep.
She's in great shape overall. You know, you can just see that very polished, I think, from head to toe.
Yeah.
Well, her presentation overall, just her level of muscularity, and she worked it as far as like her presentation, because she has a little bit of wider waist.
She's a little bit blockier in the waist.
Didn't really,
yes.
It wasn't. You did see it when she did her presentation. She did a great job of presenting to us
herself,
what she wanted us to see.
Presenting her best assets, and she has great muscles, great maturity. Beautiful conditioning, I would say. And she ended up in that place. She won New York Pro earlier this year.
Yes, she won
so
the
she's
New York
heading
Pro.
to the Olympia as well. And then finishing up the top 6 was Asha Hadley from Texas. Asha needs she had the great conditioning, great flowing lines. I feel that she could use a little bit more lats and depth and density in her back.
She's tall, so she's done a
Yeah.
great job of filling her physique out, but she's tall.
Absolutely.
So with that height, requires more.
Yes.
She's got more size that can be put on in certain areas, but she amazing.
She has beautiful shoulders. Her upper back is really good, really nice and depth, that 3D effect that I'm talking about. Very nice density and conditioning on her legs, and lots of details. The only thing I would say, when she turns with the back, and I know the conditioning is there, but sometimes she's not flexing her glutes.
Yes.
So even during the posing routine, I noticed that her glutes were sometimes a little softer, because not because they are soft, because she was not flexing to show that.
And that's where I said the difference is when you see someone like Janine. Janine practices her posing and her presentation so much that she beats out athletes, because when she turns to the rear, she flexes her glutes. She flexes absolutely everything. And you know, that is the hardest thing in posing and presentation with back double bicep, to really practice and know when you're flexing the glutes and showing your best, the way your glutes look their best. And that takes some work. So.
Oh yeah. So then, if we're gonna quickly run through the list of the rest of the competitors, everybody did an amazing job. We also had Lenda. We also had the most muscular award, which was won by Irene Anderson, and that was a beautiful check. It was $7,000 for the most muscular.
Surprised, but I was, it was great. I was happy to see when they said most muscular. I thought maybe that they would take it and give it to that Hella would. Yes, but
I feel that Irene is up there. She's a really nice and dense muscular competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, I thought it was so great when she won, because I always look at her, and when I think of most muscular, you look at that lineup, she is the biggest, too big for the world. She's got that muscle there.
Seriously.
And she wasn't in the first call out, and I could tell she was disappointed by that. Yes. So that was a great...
Because to be honest, Irene was in a great condition.
She was in great shape.
Great shape. She was...
Great shape.
I have seen her, I think it matched the previous year when she got 5th place, or when did she get 5th place? Irene, or maybe 2 years ago.
I believe Irene placed 3rd at the Rising Phoenix in 2019.
2019, that's what I mean. 2019, she placed 3rd, and I think that her conditioning matched that conditioning. But I do believe she added a little bit more size or thickness, and I feel she's a little blockier in the waist this year, and probably for that reason her lines didn't flow as well as 2 years ago, and I think maybe that's one reason why she didn't actually place in the top 5, top 6. She looked a little bit blockier in the waist than when we see her in the past. Going back to Mela Ash, we said that she was 3rd in that posing award. Mela has a phenomenal structure, beautiful flowing lines. The only thing is that she was a little softer, especially from the back.
From the rear.
The lower part of her glutes were really soft compared to, let's say, whatever that, our top 5 or 6 on stage was. She could have used a little hardness, and we've seen her harder. Definitely. Last year when she qualified for the Olympia, right, when she first put foot on stage as a female in the women's bodybuilding class, she was in top shape.
Yeah.
And I think she didn't reach it yet. I don't know if it's because she's prepping for Olympia, but she was not in the best shape I've seen her, and that was reflected in her placing. Rishana Boswell was a little off compared to last year. Was I right? I was not in Savannah, but you were there.
Yes, and she was, and I think, I thought she looked better in Savannah, tighter, and I know it was just something really simple. Water, or just she wasn't as as hard.
Lenda, it's hard, crisp. She just competed on Saturday, and this is a week later. Sometimes it's hard.
It's very hard
to do the water, the rebounces, and
absolutely, especially within 1 week. Especially when 1 week.
Sometimes it's hard to do it to do show after show.
Yeah, because when you manipulate the water and carbs, especially water, the body needs water, and then you go and you dehydrate, you do all of that, and then you try to make the body say, okay, I want to try to do that again. Your body's like, no, because you did something that wasn't so cool, so I don't want to go there anymore.
I would definitely say that it was not a lack of conditioning or in any way, because I'm sure that she kept her diet and everything. It was just a matter of that last minute polishing thing with the water and everything, that it probably didn't come as she managed to do it for Savannah last weekend. So we had that. Nikki Chartrand. Nikki always has beautiful shape, beautiful presentation. I love, what I love the most about her? Of course, there's the muscle bellies and the way they push against the skin. Is the quality of her skin. She has amazing skin.
She does have amazing skin.
Yeah.
She really does have amazing skin, and it glows.
Yes, she glows exactly.
But she's vibrant. And I always use the word just healthy. She just has a really healthy, just vibrant look.
Unfortunately, this year we haven't seen her at her best. She's been winning 4th place in 2019 at the Rising Phoenix. That she was 6th in 2020. So she's been a finalist, but this year I feel like she didn't reach her potential. I didn't see her in top shape. She was extremely conditioned, really good conditioning combined with her muscles and the flow. Very pretty physique in the previous years. I don't think she quite reached that spot this year.
Yes.
So I think that because she's not qualified for the Olympia, we're probably going to see Nikki next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
At her best. And then we're talking Natalia.
Natalia Kovaleva. She has great flow and beautiful lines. She just needs to come in harder.
Yes, and she just she needs the maturity of just consistent dieting down, because it makes the your physique definitely receives, every time you diet down you get better, so she needs more of that.
We had Janine Lankowski, who came in good shape. She was nice and hard.
Yes,
I've seen Janine last year. She was not her best year. She was off. But this year she came in, she came on. I think the last 2 or 3 shows, she really had great consistency in her conditioning and prep. Yep. We had LaDawn McDay.
LaDawn McDay walked away with $5,000 for best video.
She was the best video. We had best videos, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place, $5,300 and $2,000, and she won that 1st place.
Yeah, she won 1st place, and that was great. Great tribute to her mother. And then Sheena Oleg. Sheena, again, Sheena just competed, and she won. Did she win? Not Tampa.
She won Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
She won Chicago, and she just. I talked with her. She really needs to. She's got to get that dialing in.
She was definitely dialed in earlier this year when she competed in Chicago. When she won Chicago, her conditioning was spotless. Her lines are so beautiful.
Lines.
Yes, absolutely. So, they're nice and flowing. The only thing, I had the feeling, honestly, that that she's prepping for the Olympia because she's qualified, but I had the feeling that this morning she woke up and she got a little tan and got on stage. With other words, she didn't do any extra effort to come in top shape for the Rising Phoenix because her focus is the
Olympia. Yes.
And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because it's a big show, right? But I'm making assumptions at this point. It's just she looks like she was 2-3 weeks off from her top potential that we've seen her this year. We had Angela Rayburn competing as well.
Yes. And Angela, let me see, I would say in her upper body she was very good, and in her legs in the front, from the front.
Good conditioning, good details.
Yes, I think that in her midsection it seemed like she put on a little size, and therefore she had a little bit
a little inflamed and
in
watery.
The midsection. Yes.
So something was going on, maybe something she ate or some sort of inflammation was going on, and it was throwing off her lines. And finishing up with Tina Williams, she was in top 10. Tina was a little softer, and as I was talking to her earlier, I feel that she needs more density and size on her legs, right? Overall, her muscles, she's a tall girl with long muscles, but I have the feeling that she definitely needs more density and more details in her legs. And with that being achieved, we hope that we see her in a better shape in the next season.
She will. She's got time.
Yep. And this was it. This was it here at the Rising Phoenix.
16 great women and a lot of prizes went out. And so I was really happy with the quality of the athletes. And this is wrapping up our season. We got to watch all of these athletes in Norfolk and Tampa and Chicago, and they all presented great packages. So I'm looking forward to the Olympia.
It was a fantastic show. We are really happy to have our new Rising Phoenix World Champion crowned now for 2021 in Andrea Shaw. And congratulations to all the amazing athletes who made it through another hard year
they really
to make it here. And we'll be next in 4 weeks at the Olympia. And hey, we'll see you guys there. That's a lot of exciting things coming down. Gosh, can you imagine?